Pro Shop. What is it called again, my friend?
Fight Shop.
Fight Shop, man. They're over here hooking it up, treating your boy very, very well, giving me one hell of a deal. So I go ahead and appreciate you guys. Thank you guys, and shout out to Fight Pro Shop. And let's go ahead and rock this thing, man. It's on and cracking.
Just like that, ladies and gentlemen.
Constantine Knighton here again. Thank you for all the support to Anthony and I. Highly appreciated. And please bear with us if there's any, let's just say technical difficulties. We're on our personal thing. It's something different we're trying to do than other formats. Bear with us because there's far more to come. I'm getting everything over to Anthony, and we're talking about every single subject that we discuss. You will see the paperwork, the incident reports, the photos, the videos, cell extractions, so on and so forth. Let's just say the journey that I took, this unfortunate journey, yet journey that continues in this life. So just bear with us. It's going to get a whole lot better and a far more interesting. We're finding our sea legs. So thank you. This evening, I'd like to discuss something that has affected me personally, and I would say every inmate and our woman or man, hey, no judgment here, of doing time. It's difficult. We all know this. Now, most Raza, Mexican, Chicano, whatever terminology you want to use, we tend to be very protective of the women, the angels, our queens, that choose to stick with our undeserving selves through all of this madness. However, there are those that are far more vicious, far more treacherous, far more vindictive, far more deadly in every way, shape, or form than even the toughest of men. I've always heard this term, he's crying like a girl. Oh, he's acting like a girl. Well, the girls I know, yeah, they make most men cry. And they're anything but weak or, let's just say, fragile. I am a devout feminist. And I don't mean that by saying that in a sexual manner or a lustful manner. I mean that, and I was raised by strong women. My mother, my abuelita, my older sister, my little sister even. These are strong, strong women. And I mistreated them and did not appreciate them. And I'm not saying my family, so to speak, women in general. As a teenage, I don't even want to use the term man. We'll just say as a teenage freaking turd. Because until I had daughters, that's what changed my whole perspective on the female entity. And those men who have daughters, you guys know what I'm talking about. You could be a dog, and the minute you have a daughter, you're like, if anyone treats my daughter.
Sí. Yes, please. Gracias.
Excuse me. If anyone treats my daughter the way I treat women, I'll kill them. And think of that hypocrisy. It changed me. And unfortunately, it was a little too late for this beauty.
Kind of hard to see, but
Once upon a time, it looked like one of those Halloween stick-on scars that you would get, like almost like a keloid off my face. They intended to get my throat. Who the female was is irrelevant. Let's just say I deserved it. I can sit here as a man and admit that even though I had a flawless career as a sureño, I found myself in high power LA County Jail with my own people attempting to take my life. And I receive a letter, from a brother, and it's informing me that it's a wrap. I mistreated this woman, and my actions have caught up with me. My life is forfeit. And therefore, I was placed on the short list, the hard candy list, the special list, if you will. Most men do not make it for long if you find yourself on this list. That's just a fact. And those that are smart, and if they are given a chance, they find themselves in protective custody. I still find it difficult to say that word. Yet, a young 27-year-old me wasn't having it. In my mind's eye, I was 7 feet tall. I'm not gonna die. Me get killed? No, it's not gonna happen. Sure, there's 9,000 sureños attempting to kill me, and a bunch of made men I decided to stay on the tier with them. To this day, the audacity and the arrogance, just, it makes me laugh. I'm not going to sit here and insult all our members' intelligence and tell you, oh yeah, I did that. I walked around and they knew what was up. I was scared shitless every day for 6 months. I think I might have even developed some ulcers. I do know that I lost 24 pounds. Pure stress. It is the most difficult, the most stressful and intense period of my whole life. Yet I did it. 6 months. The short list. And by the way, when the fellas, because God is great, I don't want to put that individual's name out there. However, I had someone, well actually, let me rephrase that. I had a lot of someones. Because this story is going to take quite a few videos and phones to do, because the story has been told by many people but me, and it is the one story to this day that still gets me verklempt when I think of the love and support that I did receive by the camaradas, sureños, and even the woods, when they seen a wrong being done and went against the grain. True story. So there I found myself. One of the fellas sends me the new, I had already received the kite, and at this time, let me remind you, the woman that I'm speaking about was the most beautiful, kindest, sweetest. I mean, she was any man's dream. Yet, I was a child. I was in middle school, and then high school, and then so on and so forth. I was too young to be in love, and far too, let's just say, demented at the time to even know what true love actually was, or how to treat a woman, because I had never seen a woman treated properly. Dysfunction. That's another story, another time. She, with, I believe, every right, decided she wasn't going to let it slide, the past. Mind you, I'm in my late 20s now. She and I haven't been together for, I think, 2.5 years. Haven't heard from her in 2.5 years. Don't know where she lives. Don't know her number. Know nothing about her. And I had just taken a man's life for the click. 28 days prior, and as I said, a spotless career. I received this kite from a MAID member who was down from the bay to do what they do. And I'm getting chewed out from, I mean, literally, I have no clue who he's talking about. Oh, you must have the wrong Pelon. You're thinking about Pelon from Los Viejos. This isn't me, because this doesn't pertain to me. And then the homie that had brought it, he was down from the shelf from Death Row from AC, which was what was his name? From Puente, Jasper. Good guy. He tells me, yeah, her name was da 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 da, and my heart dropped. Oh. When you know that you deserve whatever is coming, that's when you know you need to take a long look in the mirror and do some work, because it took me into my 40s until I learned how to treat a woman properly. We've all heard that term, beware the fury of a woman scorned. Well, this was a profoundly intelligent, articulate, well-versed, beautiful woman who knew how to weaponize a man's love as well as his lust. I have nothing negative to say about her. This happening, I laughed. Well, a couple years later I laughed. And I thought, well played. That was good. Because she married a senior member of the mob. The only way that she's not part of this life. She was never part of this life. She found her way in, and frick, did she find her way in. For the first time in here, I felt true fear. Because it wasn't the violence that I feared. Not going to insult your intelligence and say that I wasn't. Of course, if you don't have fear, then you're a freaking sociopath. It's what you do with that fear that matters. However, it was, and we all know when we're in our 20s, especially just coming from the gang module, is we have these delusions of grandeur and my name's gonna be bad. Everyone's gonna know I was on the lista. Oh my God. Knowing that somebody and everybody was seeing this, that's what I cared what everyone thought, which is just ridiculous. Now, moving on. I was blessed enough to have been with a woman at the time, Athena. She was my girlfriend and was living with my primo and my prima, Casey, rest in peace. And she was coming up to see me on a regular basis. And everybody in the gang module knew that I was loyal to her. I did not cheat. I was faithful. If someone, they sent sexy messages to me on those pagers, I would tell, hey, don't do that. And they used to call me, put whipped and, all that good stuff. And I would say, well, of course I am. Wouldn't you be? Look at her. And I was always, and anyone in the game module will tell you, when I got something, I shared it with everybody. because we were all bleeding together. We were all suffering together. We were tiburones. That sounds funny now as a 53-year-old man saying that, but it's a fraternity that you never leave. And every camarada that's hearing me say this right now is saying either puro asesino or puro tiburon. Anyone else is saying, what the hell is this dude talking about? He's losing his mind. Anyways, excuse the tangent. So now I find myself in high power on an active tier with men that the night before I was directing the flow of things. Now completely flip the script. They don't even know how to act. I don't know how to act. And the situation has become, I either lock it up. I either lock it up, I'm murdered, or I do what no one has done before. Now don't get me wrong, many have been put in the same situation and been hit and hit and hit. I can name, countless individuals right this minute that have had the hog nuts to go through this. Yet what wasn't done, and what makes this a legendary story, is you cannot be put in the hat over a perceived slight over a female, especially when it's somebody's ex-old man. So a situation was created where something had come up with a couple individuals, and I was placed in this situation with these two individuals. In 1750, when they were questioning the person that was responsible for the slight or the disrespect or the straight out violation to this brother, and the brother's in front of his house asking him who else was involved, and he's telling them that this brother goes, and it was Pelon for Redondo too, huh? And then the individual goes, no, it was just it was Pelon for Redondo too, huh? No, it was Pelon. And he finally got it. Oh, yeah, it was Pelon from Redondo also. That's all it took for my life to be forfeit. I'll carry on. All right, brother.